Hello, welcome back. It's been something over a month and a half since I came back from Belgium for my Erasmus semester, and I wanted to do like a little update on how it feels, what it's been like this past month and a half, because I had some, let's say, expectations on how this would go, and I think it turned out actually different than I thought in a good way. Already on the first day of being in Belgium, I knew it was going to be hard as heck going back home. Yesterday, I discovered that I wrote myself a letter on the, I think, first or second day of Erasmus, and I completely forgot about it. I just randomly discovered it yesterday because I was going through some things because I was packing them from my mom's to my dad's place, and I discovered this like on the very last page of some random notebook. I was like, huh, what is this? And I looked at it. I just really forgot that I wrote myself a letter, because the thing is, I do this every year, usually in August before I leave to go to Spain. I write myself a letter. I also take a Polaroid picture. I put it in an envelope and I read it the next year and I write a new one, and it goes on and on. Because I started doing it, I think, in secondary school because my Czech teacher would make us do it. Then she would hide the letters somewhere, just keep them away, and then she would give it to us the next year. And I really loved that. I always put even like a little bit of money in that envelope for myself, just to, forget about it and then be excited the next year that I have some extra money to spend or whatever. And then I think we did it in high school as well, maybe like once or twice. And now I started doing it by myself before and then during university. So usually I do it every year. And this, I think I even wrote it in the letter that like I'm doing it out of routine. I'm writing an extra one just for like Erasmus, I guess. Some things turned out in the way that I thought, some things turned out differently, but I'm gonna make a separate video about this. Since the very beginning, I knew that leaving was going to be really hard, really difficult. Then during the semester, honestly, I felt like with this, I was at my worst maybe like halfway through, because we were talking about it with my friends there. We were saying, like, oh my god, we're already halfway through this. We're not ready for this to end. And I was honestly getting really sad. Like, I was in my room listening to music and I was crying because I knew what was coming. Like, I know myself. I know I'm a very emotional person. I know how it feels leaving home and then going to Spain for another semester. And I was just maybe projecting these feelings and my future self, my in a 6 month self. And I was so afraid of it, to be honest. I was really, really scared because I thought I was going to come home. I was going to be really under the weather, feeling the post Erasmus blues, because I know from my friend's experience that she was having a really hard time during the summer after Erasmus. And so I was really afraid of it. And I was really, feeling it through during the semester. When the end was coming, I was like, I'm not going to survive this, because there was like a 2 or 3 week long period where we were saying goodbye to people because people were leaving on different dates. And I was there until the very, very, very end. I was one of the last like 3 people probably that were there that I knew of. I had to go through every single goodbye, and it was the hardest thing, honestly, that I might have ever done. I don't know, maybe it was even harder than the first years of studying abroad. I don't know, but it was so freaking difficult because I love those people, and seeing all of them go, and it was so dramatic every time because for each person that was leaving, we went out and we were going out basically every night the last 3 weeks, so it would be the last person's night. And then with a lot of them, we also went to the train station or bus station and actually really saw them leave. And it was so dramatic and so emotionally draining because to say goodbye to everyone almost every day for 3 weeks, it was a lot. What I just wanted to say with this was that it was really difficult these 2 or 3 weeks. And because of that, I was thinking that I can't survive like leaving fully, like from Belgium. And especially because I had like the closest people at the end where I had to say goodbye to them. So I was like, no, 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 I can just like, I was already emotionally drained. And I was like, the worst hasn't even come yet. So I was really afraid of actually like leaving the country and the whole experience. But I have to say, in the end, it was really, really not as bad as I thought it would be. And I think the main reason was because I think there were like two reasons. The first one was maybe three. Okay. Sorry. So the first one was that when I was leaving, basically everyone was already gone. So I knew since I'm leaving, I'm not going to miss out on anything because everyone has left. And it's not like something is going to be happening there that I will miss. So that FOMO, I guess, was not there. Reason number two was that my family came to pick me up and we made like a road trip out of it. So I was with my family, which I guess helped because we're really silly people and silly family, I have to say. So we're doing like random, funny, stupid stuff all the time. And I have a lot of fun with my sisters and my mom. That kind of took my mind off of things occasionally. The third reason I would say was that ever since I left, I've been very, very busy. Even like during the road trip, we were just, seeing places all the time and being together all the time. And then even when I came home, like I started working right after that. I've been working since then. If I'm not working, I have a bunch of other stuff that I do and that I'm trying to fit into this half summer that I have because usually I have it twice as long. So this time I have less time and I'm trying to, do everything as always. It was hard leaving because it wasn't just the thought of leaving the people, which was a huge thing of it because I'm sure I'm not gonna see all of those people ever again, at least not in one place. Because when I had my birthday party, we were doing it in our kitchen and I was like, okay, I only have to invite people that I really like talk to more because the kitchen was big, but it wasn't inflatable. I was really afraid that we're not gonna fit. And I narrowed down the list and it was still freaking 50 people. In the end, there were even more because those people brought other people that I would have invited if I knew that we would fit, but some of them came anyways. The thing is, I didn't have anything against those other people, but I was just so scared that we're not gonna fit that I was really trying to just like narrow it down, and it was still 50 people. I don't think we're ever gonna be all of us together again, although we are planning on going to the Netherlands or Amsterdam for King's Day because a lot of people went during Erasmus. I didn't go. It's like a big holiday or celebration. We were saying that we could like all meet there. It's probably not gonna work out for everyone, and you know, just the thought of maybe not seeing a lot of those people again. But the main thing is just leaving this whole life behind. I really was living a completely different life there than here in the Czech Republic or in Spain. It was just a totally different world. It was like, I don't even know how to explain it. I feel like as if I traveled to a different planet that was like a closed out bubble for 6 months and then it just like burst and disappeared. It's very metaphorical. It was also like leaving a certain part of me behind because I feel like during Erasmus, I didn't become someone else, but just let a certain part of me free. And it was really nice. By the way, I just, all of a sudden, I really feel like this is a podcast because I do podcasts and I used to do a podcast with my friend and it's just giving me podcast vibes. So I hope it's interesting enough for me because I'm just sitting here, talking and talking, yapping, and I don't know, I really like it. Anyways, when I actually left, I think I cried for maybe 2 minutes when I actually was leaving the city and country in the car, but I really didn't cry about it. I think even since I've gone home, I don't think I've cried for this reason. I might have cried for some other reason, but that's besides the point. And I am a really emotional person. Like, whenever I go to Spain, I cry so much for like a week. Now, this last semester that I was there, I didn't, which was a huge like milestone. And I was crying so much in Belgium because all of this all the time that I was so surprised that when I came home, I didn't cry. I haven't cried about it. Yeah, I was tearing up, but I'm gonna get to that. And I think I've been taking it well so far. Now I want to get to those things that trigger me because I wrote up some like random situations where I thought about Erasmus and I got really sad because I think since I've been so busy, I haven't really thought about it that much. But then when something comes up, I'm like, oh my gosh, I wish I could go back. So I have a couple of things on my list. The first thing that made me sad and was kind of random was that I was talking to my friend over text from Erasmus. She sent me a voice message instead of a text. I have a note that I started to cry, so maybe I did cry and I lied. But it wasn't like a full on, hysterical moment. It was just that I think maybe I had some tears on my face or something. And it was just the thing of hearing her voice. It just immediately like brought me back to there because I've never heard her voice outside of that environment and situation. So all of a sudden, when I heard it like through the phone when I was here at home, it just made me so emotional. Like it was so cute, but so strange. I even told her, "Oh my god, this voice message just made me cry because I don't know, it was special and I missed her." The next thing is obviously going through photos is hard because every year I print photos, I create photo books for the like past year, and when I was going through them, it was reminding me of all the moments that I experienced. And also, I don't really allow myself to watch reels from there, like my reels on Instagram. I think that would be a trigger, but from time to time, I like go back and just like peek and allow myself like to see one or two. It also makes me feel a little bit sad, but honestly not in a really like heavy way. So I think it's good. And I'm so happy that I did all of these little videos and reels and pictures and everything because I have something to look back at all the time. Ooh, an interesting note that I have is that I basically already said that, but I wasn't sad like immediately after leaving, but now, weeks after, I think now it's sort of like creeping up on me. Maybe because another change is happening soon because now I'm home, I got used to it, but then now I'm gonna start my senior year of university and I'm gonna go there with my friend. I still don't have accommodation, which we're not gonna talk about, otherwise I'm gonna crumble. So it's interesting to me. Usually I would expect it to be the other way where I would be sad immediately after leaving and then slowly I would be getting used to it and it would be better and better because that's how it is in different situations. But now I feel like it's the opposite. It's I was fine after and now when I allow myself to watch a reel or see photos or just something random happens, it makes me sad. That's interesting. I didn't expect that. Ooh, this one is interesting because I'm in so many group chats on WhatsApp. I could say like 20, 25. It's insane. One of them, for example, is like a volleyball group chat because I played a lot of volleyball in Antwerp. We used to play like within university training something, but also we used to go just for fun like with the people and we had a group chat for that. And now I don't think I will ever use it again, but it feels so wrong and so difficult to leave that group chat and so out there like people are gonna see, which doesn't matter, but it's still like a thing to like consider or think that comes up to my mind. So far I silenced those group chats because it doesn't concern me what they talk about there because I can't go and play with them, but I just can't leave it there. Maybe I could just archive that chat. I think that might be the best solution, to be honest, because if I ever want to go back, I can, but at the same time it's not going to like bother me in the like main feed, quote unquote. I think, oh my god, I think I just came up with a solution. The last thing that I wrote down is seeing people's profile on Facebook, which is also very random because I realized not a lot of people use Facebook these days my age. I don't use it. I just had it and used it a lot in high school because we had like class not group chats, class groups. I don't know what it's even called there. Yeah, I think it's like groups or something. And pages where we would have for certain classes and our teachers would post some information there and homeworks and stuff. So I had to have it actually. And now I really don't use it anymore, just like Facebook Messenger, because in the Czech Republic we use it a lot. Then I went to Spain, realized that they don't use it at all. They use WhatsApp. And now actually honestly it's the easiest to use WhatsApp because you can get just everyone's number and like communicate through there. And I opened Facebook for some reason. There were just all, like the recommended profiles or like people you might know section. And all of these people from Erasmus, which I'm like, how do you know? How do you know I know these people? Because I never added them. I never messaged with them through Facebook Messenger. Maybe it's because there's like the phone numbers. So somehow since I have them in my phone, it's connected. I mean, we know that we're being surveilled. Honestly, that's not a secret these days. Our data is everywhere. But it was very random. When I saw them, I was like, "Aw, I miss those people." Those people were my really good friends. It's honestly quite funny, and I'm excited to see how I'm gonna feel again in a couple of weeks from now when I go back to Spain in a month or 3 weeks, something like that. Go back to my quote unquote old life, but at the same time, new life because it's gonna be different for some reasons that I'm gonna keep to myself, at least for now. So this was the month and a half, I guess, update post Erasmus. I feel like I said that word in this video like 15,000 times, which is okay because I mean, it's the main topic. I really feel like I did a podcast episode, which I've missed because I haven't filmed or recorded those in a long time. I think I might do that again, but I have a Czech podcast, so you're not gonna be able to listen to it probably, so sorry. I'll see you in the next video. Let me know if you're after Erasmus or studying abroad or something, how you feel or how you felt when you left, because I want to hear about your experiences, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.